Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester. Panhandle Outdoors, your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. I'm glad to hear this Friday morning, man. We got a great show lined up. We got a fishing forecast, a little bit of video, and I know y'all really enjoyed the last couple of days on that fishing tournament down in Carabel. We had a ball, and I'm so glad to be able to share it with you. And it was such a great cause. And thanks to everybody down there again. Now let's look at our weather brought to us by Haney Technical Center at Baldwin Road and Highway 77. We're looking at a high today at 89 degrees, low tonight 79. Water temperature remains at 84 degrees. Our marine forecast will be south-southeast. They're calling for 5 to 10 from south-southeast, okay? Now let's take a look at our tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn Cemetery and Funeral Home. Their motto is where caring counts. Good folks over there, and they'll treat you and your family in the way you want to be treated. Okay, looking on Friday, August the 9th, we got some neap tides today and tomorrow. We got a 0.4 foot movement. We got a high tide at 11:30 this morning, about middle day, a low tide at 7:30, but just not a lot of movement. And the same way tomorrow. So, and Sunday, fish Sunday and Monday. So, but next weekend we got some really strong tides. Okay. Now we'll take a look also at fish and game forecast. But while we're getting set up for that, we're going to also on the phone waiting to give a fishing report from down on the eastern viewing area is Captain Blair Morgan. But before we get there, let's look at our fish and game forecast brought to us by Mark Cowart at Edgewater Beach Realty at 832-6000. Mark's an excellent fisherman and a good real estate man, so give him a call. Any real estate needs. Our time, we're looking at 2:27 to 4:27 this morning, and this afternoon looking at 2:49 to 4:49. Now, you might have heard me mention this this past week. We had we called that winning king mackerel, which we thought was a winning king mackerel. But it ended up being third place. But we caught that king mackerel in that fishing time. So you can say what you want to, but I really believe in that. And we've caught a lot of good fish in that time. Okay, now let's get ready. We're going to do a fishing report. I hadn't had a chance with so much video this week. And by the way, I mean we had floundering. Had a great floundering video beginning of the week. And then you saw the king mackerel and the sharks and the dolphin and the grouper. So we've had a lot of video this week. I know you've enjoyed it, and we've just enjoyed bringing it to you. But let's get so we haven't had time to get some fishing reports in. So on the phone now, I have Captain Blair Morgan, sponsored by Blue Water Outriggers, his Blue Water Adventures. Captain Blair, good morning.
Good morning, Winston. How you doing?
Hey, bud, I'm doing great. Tell us what's going on down your way.
Well, I tell you what, all this rain we've had has really dirtied up St. Joe Bay. I mean, it's really all that panic water coming out of the woods and coming out of the intercoastal waterway has really kind of messed the St. Joe Bay up. Fishing over here has been real slow, and people are starting to have trouble finding scallops now because they can't hardly see them. But hopefully it'll clear up. We haven't had any rain last couple of days, but even the buoy line out of Mexico Beach is just real dirty out there, and you can see about a foot deep out there, if you can believe that, now around the buoy line.
Well, I know, we've talked about that, although St. Joe Bay does not have a lot of creeks, or don't have any creeks and rivers flowing into it. It still gets that rain runoff from that swampy land up there. It is dark water.
Yeah, I tell you, it's really got this dirty over here. Actually, this is the first time I've ever seen the water clearer from the stump hole back towards Indian Pass than it is from the stump hole towards the Cape, towards the state park,
That is unusual, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the water, but what's happening, that water out of the intercoastal waterways coming around the Cape and getting out in front of the state park and whatnot. And but if you go down towards Indian Pass and get offshore out there, it's fairly clear out there, and there's plenty of tarpon out there right now. I mean, tarpon everywhere.
Okay.
People are going, actually, in the morning time, hooking up 4, 5, or 6, every morning. So, I mean, they're just really thick over there. Triple tail's doing good. Hadn't heard a whole lot about trout fishing recently, but this is the time of year when it's pretty much just early and late.
Yeah.
Now Sherry's son, he went fishing off the stump hole the other day, and he caught a couple pompano.
No kidding.
So there's still some of them around.
Oh, that's great to hear. He didn't get aggravated. He didn't get aggravated with all the catfish and everything, all the other stuff.
You know, he never told me what he caught them on. He said he caught them by accident, so I don't know what he likes to fish top water, but surely he didn't catch them on top water.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yep.
Yeah. So we're really good on tarpon and triple tail and pompano and the surf, and all this bad water. That's not bad. That's not bad.
Yeah.
What about anything on Apalachicola? Is it still too muddy over there in Apalachicola Bay?
It's high, Winston. It's still so high. It's just it's way backed up in the woods, and it's just too much water over there right now.
Well, all right, Blair, son, that sounds good, buddy.
All right, have a good one.
Take care. Appreciate that report.
Okay.
Captain Blair Morgan, our Blue Water Outriggers. All right, let's take this break, and we'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. I want to say a special good morning to Nat Harris. Watches the show every morning. Appreciate that, Nat, and appreciate that fishing report. Nat fishes a lot and is a good fisherman. Got an email here from Bill Angevine. This is an interesting question. Somebody asked me the other day, what percent of casts do you catch fish? You ever thought about that? I usually fish from the pier and had to think over the year. I guess it was less than 1%, and that would make sense, okay, for most fishermen. I wanted to see what you think it was. Made me think why I fish if my success is less than 1% of my cast, but then I realized that every now and then I'd have one of those days and I'd catch my limit of Spanish pompano on a lot of other species. And I was just thinking, I emailed them back, and I think, you know, and we talked a couple times about it, it's really dictated by how you're fishing. If you're fishing off the pier or just, you know, trout fishing with a plug or something, you would be less than 1% on all the cast. But if you got live bait or something, you would have a higher percentage. If they're biting, you're going to have a higher percentage in that. And of course, if you're fishing different kinds of fishing, but for just casting and all, it could be anywhere from 1 to 5%. So that's interesting. Stop and think about what you do and all. But you know, that 1% of the time, how special it is if you got one of those plugs, top water, and that fish comes and hits it. But thanks for that email. Okay. Now, way behind on pictures. So let's show some pictures. Okay. Let's look at our picture parade brought to us by Panhandle Outdoors. This first picture right here, I get all kinds of pictures, and I just thought this was funny, especially this time of year. I wish Noah had swatted those 2 mosquitoes. You see, if they hadn't gotten on the ark, we wouldn't have them. So that's a good job. I think you'll appreciate that. All right, how about this one? I got 99 problems, and fishing solves them all. Amen on that. Ain't that the truth? All right, next picture. I love this. This is one of our viewers. Jessica Nicole Darcy, freshwater fishing with her uncle. That's a great picture, Jessica, a nurse up there at Bay Medical. All right, how about this? Everybody saying fish aren't biting this week. Well, Joel Ashley caught one in North Bay, and I live on North Bay, and it is just as muddy as it can be, but old Joel brought that one in. Good job there. Appreciate sending the picture. Now this is just a great, hope this shows up clear on your screen as it does on mine. This is a great photograph by my teaching companion, Ray Wishart, teaches at Mosley and teaches photography and all. He was out at a state park. But if you can look at that and study it, you can see the sunlight coming in behind the ears and his silhouette, and just a great picture. And you can look at look how the antlers are formed and fuzzy and everything, and just a great picture there in the woods. And a good job, Ray Wishart. Y'all know Ray, okay? Now, the Sandhill Ponds, okay, this is a before and after picture. I thought this is good. This was sent to me, okay, Heather. Heather sent this to me. Following photos are of Porta Pond at a Sweet Gum boat ramp in Washington County. One is taken in September 2012, which is this one, and the other in July 2013. Now, we're going to show you the next one from the same angle. What do you think the rain is doing right now? That's the same picture, same angle. But now here's the problem. The boat ramps are all 3 boat ramps at Porta Pond are closed for boats to enter. And she's asking me, do you know when they may be open? With ponds that are coming up, you think the FWC will restock them with fish? Great question, and Heather, we're going to try to find out that answer and see what's going on over there. But we'll try to check it out. All right, now we got another picture. This is sort of sideways. I couldn't turn it. It was one of these phone pictures, but this is Bobby Jones. He sent a couple of pictures, and he thought our viewers would enjoy, so this is a better picture of it now. All right, this is Amberjack was caught on August the 2nd, about 38 miles offshore from Panama City Beach. It was caught on my boat by a friend of mine whose name is Scott Northey. Scott is a lieutenant in the Australian Navy here on an exchange program with our Navy. The fish weighed on certified scales at Bay Point It weighed 81.6 pounds. It's by far the biggest HA that I've ever seen. Thanks again for showing the pictures on your show. And then I'm sure Scott would like to see himself. And thank you, Bobby, for sending that. Okay, here's Scott right here. He's from the Australian Navy, and he's hugging on that picture. I guarantee you he had a fight to get an 81-pound amberjack, okay? All right, let's go from salt water to fresh water in Marcus Parish. I don't know if this will show up, but he lassoed this brim. This brim does not have the hook in his mouth. It's lassoed. It just went around him right there, okay? And then a couple of, we got some announcements. Let's see, the Biofeeder Center Friday, August 16th. That's next Friday. They're having how to recycle over there at Freeport. And also on Saturday, the 17th, they're having a get together with marine touch tanks. All right. Shark Week is wrapping up. I didn't know this. We've had over 3 sharks killed per second, which is 1,848,000 sharks being killed during Shark Week, just because of finning, getting the fin out. Okay, all right, that takes care of all of that. We're going to run out of time. Let's go ahead and let's take a break now, and we'll come right back after the break. Welcome back. We're going to get into this segment now. First thing I want to show you, this right here. This is not a new fad or something. Okay, I wore this weekend. This face protector, of course, from the sun and all. When they first came out a couple years ago, I thought it was like a fad, and I've never been one to jump on the bandwagon. When I fish all day like I did this past weekend, I really get sun. Even I put lotion on everything, but you just feel the sun. So I wore one. My son and his family bought me this a little while back, maybe for Father's Day, and I hadn't worn it yet. But I took it out there, and here I'm going to show you. Put it up here like this, okay? And I know you've seen the guys with them, and I'm now a firm believer of using this, because during the middle of the day, I put this on. And even there were a couple of times where I dipped it in an ice chest in some cold water, and it just soaks in that cold water. You put it back in, and that really cools you down. So I'm a firm believer. That's my tip of the day. I believe in this, and I'm going to use it. Now, if I'm just fishing, say, from early in the morning for an hour or two, I'm not going to wear it, or late in the afternoon when the sun's setting, I'm not going to wear it. But on these weekend trips and all, fishing all day Saturday, I believe in this, so I'm going to pass it on to you as the viewers. They make all different kinds of everything, but I really believe in them, okay? Now, let's get on in. I had a little 2-minute video. I'm going to hold off on it and show it to you next week, because I want to give time for our fishing report. So let's go and do our drawing from Tarpon Dock Seafood. Our first winner now will be a $20 gift certificate. You can go down to Tarpon Dock Seafood and pick out whatever you want to pick out, all right? And this first winner is Jimmy Lumley. Jimmy. All right, Jimmy, you got that $20 now, okay? Now, this is for the red snapper. The winner of this is going to be the winner of the red snapper, big old juicy red snapper, Matthew Miller. Jimmy Lumley. I'm going to go and write it down now so we can snapper and then $20, okay? And this is August. Time's flying by, folks. All right, let's go ahead and we're going to get set up for our Friday fishing report, because a lot of stuff to talk about. So let's go ahead and take our break now, and we'll be right back. Welcome back, folks, and welcome to the famous Friday fishing forecast. Now, what we do, we take all these reports from all kind of people, from captains, from some of my friends. There's a lot of people that just talk to me, and I get all the emails and all, and I put them together for this fishing report. So, first of all, let's just take a look at the area that we talk about in the Florida Panhandle. Okay, just looking on the screen here. We're starting over here at Santa Rosa Beach, and we're coming all the way through here, and this is all the Panhandle. Of course, this area back here is called the Big Bend. And Carabel sits sort of right here in between, but what a beautiful area. And we talked about it before. It's one of the few places in the United States you can actually do a daily outdoor TV show, because of all the activities you can do locally. I mean, and we talk about it over and over again. That's one of the main things. But let's start on a far eastern viewing area, which is Franklin County and Carabel. And we're wrapping up this week on the big fishing tournament we had last weekend, all the video, 3 days of video. I was able to get a whole series off that. But I talked about yesterday is just, everybody getting together and doing a great tournament and all. But I want to show you the only disappointment I had, to be honest with you. We just didn't get a lot of people over here in Panama City and St. Joe and Mexico Beach and Santa Rosa Beach. We didn't get a lot of entrants from over here. Most of the entrants are coming from, people say, well, it's too far to drive. But we have people from Daytona Beach driving 5 hours, from Tampa driving 5 hours, from Jacksonville 4.5 hours, Albany 3 hours, 3 to 4 hours. people drive down because they know it's a good call. So next year, I want to encourage y'all to go. And the other excuse say, well, I don't know where to fish down there. I promise you, I will tell you exactly where to go fishing. And those 2 fish we caught, we won 2 years ago with that 42-pounder, 42.3 pounds. We caught this fish this year at the same place. So I will tell you where to go. In fact, I'll go ahead and show you. I'll go and show you exactly. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Okay, let's take a look right here on the screen. If you're going to fish Carabel, okay, let's go on down in here to Franklin County. That's the Apalachicola, and go down here to Carabel. Now, I'm going to show you. We came out of here. We started right here. You saw the flare go off, and we came out through the pass, and we went straight south. Okay, I'm going to tell you exactly how far we went. We went 33.4 miles straight south, and we caught the fish right there. Y'all see that spot? Okay. But really and truly, I will give you the spot. I'll give you the coordinates. There are all kinds of towers out there. There are all kind of places, and it's no secret. It's a public area we caught it on, and the boys that won it caught it on a public area. So anyway, congratulations, Sea Quarters raised $36,000 in a 10-year total of $700,000. It was just it was a wonderful cause. I want to encourage you to participate next year and be part of that. And you can just come down and be part of it. Special place. Thanks to all those folks over there for doing that. Now, let's move on over here to Apalachicola Bay. We talked to Captain Blair Morgan in the early part of the show, and he was talking about, you know, the water is interesting. The water is still tannin colored, still muddy looking, but his girlfriend's son is a good fisherman, and he caught, first of all, he caught some pompano right by the stump hole, and we know where that is. So let's go on down here. And we talk about this almost every weekend about where the stump hole, but he caught some pompano. Okay, here's the cape itself, and there's the stump hole. If you want to see, he's got rocks in it now. I'm going to get up a little bit closer. What's called Richardson Hammock. I'm going to show you these rocks right here. Now, you park right here and walk right out. People want to know if you don't have a boat where to go fishing, park your truck or car right here, walk out there, and he caught them right in here, caught some pompano out of the surf. And again now, and Blair talked about, he lived on St. Joe Bay a long time, and he's talking about how muddy St. Joe Bay is, and it's fascinating that he's never seen this mud, and I haven't either. And the scallopers are having a little bit of trouble. They're finding them, but they're not. It's not as good as normally been. But I want to give you an example and what he talked about. This makes a lot of sense. You have this canal here, okay? See this canal right here? And water is coming out of this coming from the Intercoastal Waterway, and the water is coming out of here. Now, I want to tell you about the current in St. Joe Bay. And this is why, you know, the paper mill there a long time, but they never had much pollution in St. Joe Bay. And because of what's going on, the paper mill was here, and it did have some discharge, but the prevailing current goes counterclockwise, okay? So what's going on when that muddy water is coming out of the canal and all, that current is taken here, and he was talking about this muddy all around the tip out in here. And it's not quite as muddy. Usually it's more muddy here because of Apalachicola Bay, but not as muddy as here. So that's been fascinating, and that's the cause of it right there. So, but he said the triple tail. You heard early on the show. I wrote down a triple tail bite has been good, pompano bite, and also the dolphin, the mahi bite has been good. So that's been fair. But St. Joe Bay itself has been slow. Now let's come here to St. Andrew Bay. And what's interesting, too, in last week's reports, talked to Scott Lindsay. He and I were talking about it. Last Saturday, he went out. A lot of his buddies went out. Some guides went out, and we talked talked Sunday. He talked about how bad the fishing was up here. I wouldn't say bad. No such thing as bad fishing. How slow it was. That's a better word, slow. In fact, on my report, I say slow. And what happened, I told him Saturday down there was a good day. Sunday was a slow day, but Saturday was a good day. That's when the top 7 fish were caught on Saturday. But that compares, and I don't know what the reason was either way. Saturday was good down there, but slow up here. And his guides even told him that. And a lot of time, we talked about it. One of the theories we come up with, a lot of times it's a current moving, a big strong current, and we've had a down there, we had a little bit of current, but it wasn't as strong, so a lot of times it has something to do with it. So it's interesting. In certain areas, you can have a really big day, and then in other areas, it's going to be slow. So let's move on over here to St. Andrew Bay. East Bay reports, my fishing report said East Bay was slow. Okay, I've got a couple reports from over there. East Bay was slow, and which is unusual. East Bay was just slow. Okay, now, the picture I showed you yesterday, actually redfish, the redfish caught up there. Nice redfish up in North Bay. And dock fishing. Dock fishing is going to be good now. Dock fishing is one of the best things you can do on this bad colored water and everything. Try to fish around your docks and everything. Okay. The pompano fishing, I was surprised it was good. If the pompano fishing, go over Santa Rosa Beach. If the pompano fishing was good down the Cape, chances are it's going to be good over there at Grayton Beach and all. So I haven't heard any reports. I'm just speculating. That's what's going on there. Okay. Now, okay, let's go back in here to St. Andrew Bay. Flounder fishing is slow, and people this time of year people start talking about flounder. It's just the water is still muddy in our bay system here. The captains and all everybody's having a slow week. I talked. Matt Smith had a slow week. Matt's an excellent fisherman and all. Tell you, one of the best fish moving around now, of course, is a mullet. And if you can throw a cast net, mullet fishing, I've talked to some people. I've seen some mullet out from my house, even in the muddy water. They're going to be out there. So mullet fishing over in Choctawhatchee Bay, if you can throw a cast net, you can get out early in the morning, late in the afternoon, and practice doing that. So it's going to be good. Mullet fishing is. A couple of other things. The mullet was good. The Gulf water is still staying. Now on the beach here, Panama City Beach, it's still staying here locally, but on the western end of the beach now, it's starting to clear up a little bit. Scott was telling me he lives out that way, and he was telling me it's starting to clear up a little bit. So all kind of things are going on, and the water's going to eventually clear up, and it's going to be a little bit better when it does. So we're going to start wrapping things up for the week. We've had some great video. I know you've enjoyed it. We enjoyed bringing it to you. I want to give special thanks to Bob Van Elps. Our producer Jeff has been sick, and Bob stepped right in here and just done a tremendous job and helped us out a lot on Panhandle Outdoors. You have a great weekend, do some outdoor activity, and you do something good for somebody today, and God bless.
Thanks for joining us for Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester. Panhandle Outdoors features hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.